So why did you choose where you did in Africa? Why West Africa? What was it about that appealed to you?
Yeah, so having a multi-ethnic background growing up, I came to Canada when I was 8 from China. So growing up with that Chinese and also Canadian heritage, I think exploring other cultures is very important, especially the societies has many cultures, many ethnicities that live together. So West Africa, what really appealed to me, the African continent, is really the economic development future that they have because of their young demographics and also the amount of opportunities that can represent. But I think for me, what I find the most important is really the opportunity to really go with a group of people, and having access to these, top companies over there and seeing what Canadian businesses, McGill alumni, are currently doing in Africa. I think just a wonderful opportunity that Professor Moore offered me that I just cannot refuse.
And what were some of the places you went that really you found fascinating?
Yeah, so a place that I really found fascinating was the slave castles at Cape Coast, in Ghana. It was really fascinating to explore the history that the people and the country went through, what these colonial people, colonial settlers have done to them, and how these historical events have impacted the people over there in the past and also in the present, and what's the future, what is the future for the African continent and for the people of that country, after they've lived through these experiences.
Were you surprised at all, and maybe not if you did the research, were other students surprised to learn that both rubber and cocoa are two of the biggest exports from these countries?
Yeah, so I already know that Africa, Ghana has a lot of agricultural exports, but maybe specifically these two products. So so it was a great surprise to learn about agricultural products of this country, and also something that I learned through talking with McGill alumni and people working in that industry is that Ghana and Ivory Coast combined for more than, I think, 70% of the coconut production worldwide, but they only capture a very low margin of that whole industry. So they're only the providers of the inputs. They do a lot of hard work, but the logistical systems and also the brand, the country do not have the brands, the retail access to the world market. So definitely a very unfair situation economically for them, because they produce more than 70% of the world production. But I think there's a lot to change and a lot of opportunities that we present with these statistics.
There's a lot of unrest in parts of Africa, but this is an area that's not feeling that at the time being. Mm-hmm. And that's allowing their economies to grow and to thrive.
Yeah, for sure. I believe these two countries are part of the most stable countries in West Africa. Let's take example of Nigeria, who has who is the biggest economy in the region, but they also have a lot of civil unrest and just instability in general in the country. But what I've seen in Ivory Coast and Ghana is that these countries are really safe to be, really safe to do businesses. For sure, you have to bend with the local culture and the local rules, but in general, they're very welcoming towards foreign people, and also just a great place to be and a great place to do business and to live in.
So as a student, what do you come away with from these trips? You do get to meet McGill alumni, you get to learn about these emerging markets, but the overall experience of going on these trips, how does it help you as a student?
Yes, of course. As someone that grew up in North America, in Montreal, I believe that just going into these places that you don't often have the chance to be, meeting these people, and just realize how lucky you are to really grow up in North America, having access to all these educational, financial resources that you have access to, during your life that you often take as granted. I think it just made me a lot more grateful about what I have and how lucky I am. But also, seeing other people and learning, visiting other places, I think it brings a lot. You just teach a lot that the world is very big. There's endless opportunities elsewhere. It's not. It really I think modified my more European, North American kind of mindset, and just seeing that people are very different. They value different things, and how this world is very big, and just a lot of learning and opportunities alongside this trip.
So as you wrap up your undergraduate work at McGill now, what do you set your sights on? Do you know what career in finance you'd like to pursue? Do you know what you would like to do?
So I have the chance to do a few internships during my whole study at McGill. I worked in financial advisory at one of the big four, and I also worked in consulting at one of the big four, more technology side of consulting, doing software implementation. So by doing these internships and also studying in finance, it really gave me a lot of access, a lot of knowledge about how business, the everyday operations really work, and also a good background of my McGill education. So I think I'll begin my career in consulting called Enterprise Performance Management Consulting at one of the big four firms to really step in, and really excited to start and to just see what opportunities are upcoming in the future.
Do you hope to do that in Montreal, in Canada, or do you hope to, perhaps your career may take you to other parts of the world?
Well, I did my internship in Calgary, but I'm still unsure about the location, but I think probably either Montreal, Toronto, or Calgary. And I think it will be interesting to also move around. With this trip in Africa, I really learned a lot of different opportunities around the world. So I would definitely be open to move around and just explore when I'm still young.
Bo Wen, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us. It was
Thank
really
you, Tom.
nice meeting you.
It was a great experience.